Alrighty team, time to get the show on the road. Welcome. Hope you're all doing well. Welcome to another edition of the London session on this Friday, a big day here in Australia with Anzac Day. So public holiday here. Nonetheless, I am on for the stream. Hope you're all doing well, and welcome. Guys, if you could, make sure to please hit that like button. Those of you on YouTube, it really does help the stream. And also those of you on TikTok, if you could smash that screen for me, just to let everyone know we are about, even though it is a public holiday here today and a big day as well, it is, to be honest, in the history of the country. But nonetheless, let's see what we can come up with moving forward. Gold's doing its own thing yet again, just dropping at the moment. No upper wick, very difficult to execute off the back of that, but maybe some of you are involved. No, I'm not. I need to stick to my rules. So anyway, guys, what we will do is we'll quickly look. There is some high pack news to come shortly for the Great British Pound. Obviously a lot of bank holidays today with New Zealand, Australia, and also parts of the Euro sector as well. So a big day across the board. As far as news though, we do have obviously retail sales to come shortly for the Great British Pound in just under 10 minutes from now. Moving forward into my session, some orange folder news, so just be wary of that. And obviously anything could break at any moment, as we've seen pretty much happens on the daily with Trump being in office. But anyway, guys, let's get underway, and let's take a look at, first of all, gold, sorry. And if anyone has questions, charts, or any pair you'd like me to look at, feel free to send those into the chat and I will do so shortly. All right, so starting with gold, and we'll start the weekly time frame and look at that. So exhausted on the weekly, perhaps we are, well, forming bearish. We flip back bearish. Still wouldn't surprise me if we do end up flipping and closing back bullish, seeing we do have that higher low, higher high to the previous candle. But based off that, we're going to see what sort of levels we've got within the current weekly candle to look for potential options to get involved. Onto the daily time frame, we did close back strong bullish in the previous daily candle. Current candle though, obviously it's broken a high, but we are fast approaching that previous daily candle's low, so we're just going to mark that level in too. Structure wise, we are still bullish as well on that particular time frame. We could mark in a daily high as well and just see what we've got either side of the high and the previous daily candle's low, and that is a 4-hour resistance. So we have rejected the most recent resistance. We broke above it only to reject once again. Structure wise, we do actually remain bearish on the 4-hour time frame. They're the most immediate levels of support and resistance on that particular time frame. As we can see, we're now approaching the bottom third of the 4-hour range. Onto the M30, and that still is technically bullish the way I see it, and it will remain bullish so long as it really remains above the current daily candles open. So if it begins to populate, sorry, it's the previous daily, if it begins to populate level and close below it, we're actually going to be flipping the 30-minute structure. So at the moment my bias is technically neutral. Seeing we're honing in on some support here to the left and we're making a nice clean move to the downside, what I'd like to see is, first of all, I want to see price minimum tap into this horizontal, because then we're tapped into a target, and that's a potential level that price could in fact bounce off, where I could look for options to buy it if it was to be the case. The preference would be for it to pop down to the actual 4-hour zone. That would be better, but so long as we tap into some zone of liquidity, and we have just done so. Didn't even see that print it just had a lower wick form all of a sudden appeared. It's unreal the way the volatility on gold at the moment. But anyway, we've tapped into a level now, so I would consider options to buy it so long as I got the right confirmation to do so. But look at the volatility on this thing. Since tapping into that zone 2 seconds ago, it's popped up 50 pips. Gold is just a real difficult beast to tame at the moment, and very difficult to trade if you're a high confirmation price action trader, which I am, not an impulsive price action trader. For me, it's been quite difficult to find some solid entries. Otherwise, we've got this resistance we've just recently formed. If price was to to in fact pull back up towards that zone. Going to be options in either direction. If we were to reject, I'd be looking for options to sell from most recent resistance. 15, 30, same deal pretty much. And if we were to begin to pop above this resistance, then I'd be looking for my options to buy it. And if that was to be the case, got some clean traffic to the left, we'll likely head back up to retest the high. But I'm liking what I'm seeing, to be honest. I like the fact that it's made a clean move down. So we're opening up. I mean, it's mirrored the move up, to be honest. There was a clean move up at the current level, from the current level, and we've made a similar to the move to the downside. So it's just a matter of waiting now for some sort of confirmation to buy it. And that's pretty much how I'm going to be playing gold. I'm just really looking for, now that we've tapped into level, looking for buys at anywhere above this gray zone. Below it, there's going to be options to buy it, sell it, sorry, but we'll contemplate that if and when need be. So that is my personal opinion of gold, guys. Hopefully that did make sense. I'll just tell you now, it's not going to be easy. Not going to be easy on gold again today. On to GJ. Got the news in a few minutes time, so hopefully that will maybe move things a bit out of this consolidation. But nonetheless, let's have a look at it. And starting at that weekly time frame, we are forming a strong bullish candle. Looks like we've got room to the upside, but obviously into the last day of the week, highly unlikely we're going to push, you know, all the way back up to that 194 sort of region. But if we were to close it as is, then there's a good chance following candle we could make another deeper push towards the resistance. On to the daily. Previous daily closed back a hammer candle with a long wick down into the resistance below, only to reject and close up near its high. Current candle has done what would normally happen in this situation, make a small low wick and begin to break above and continue bullish. So we're going to look to see within the daily candle what sort of levels we've got, and if we were to respect those levels, form support, they could provide options to buy it back up, where we could also look for potential continuation buys perhaps above the daily candle's high. We are bearish in structure, but I'm not too concerned by the structure itself on this particular time frame. Onto the 4 hour, and we are definitely bullish on the 4 hour. Not really tapping into anything to the left on the 4 hour time frame. I think we'll find we are, though, when it comes to the minor time frames. We're just going to mark in as the most recent support this level here. We don't have any resistance confirmed just yet, so we know we're technically bullish with room to the upside based on the 4 hour time frame. So we're just going to mark in the current daily candle side of resistance. Let's just zoom out here. So we're into a bit of an area of consolidation here in GJ. It's a little bit tricky, to be honest. What I'm going to do is, what am I going to do? To be honest, it's not been all the way up to this point here. Is a potential area of rejection. That's 70 pip zone. No, it's not going to look pretty. A little bit different on this chart than the one I sent into my team. In this chart, all right, I'm just going to add a zone at this particular level here. Actually, no, it is pretty much the same. All right, so what I'm likely going to be doing on GJ today is avoiding the buy above the current daily candle high and focusing on price popping above this level here, 191, 164. It is much cleaner to the left hand side for at least 30 plus pips for me to get involved in some buys upon a continuation. Otherwise, guys, I'm just waiting for the pullback. It is bullish. The bias is bullish. The strength of the weekly, it's very strong bullish. So I'm going to avoid the potential sell option. Counter trend sell as per my rules on the final day of the week. I'm going to trade in line for the strength of the weekly. So whether we pull back down to retest this previous resistance, form some solid support above it, I get a price action catalyst, I could look for a buy, or we may even pop down a little bit further towards the support here, 190.10 to 190 flat psychological round number. So pretty much anywhere above this support, I'm going to be looking for a buy, or above the high upon continuation. Above 191, 160 is roughly where I'll also look for options on GJ. preferring the buys. Patiently gonna wait. We've just had the news, and how did it come out? Is it positive for the pound? All right, so let's have a look at GU. Is that not really doing much? I mean, these long wicks to the upsides does suggest exhaustion, but seeing it's in a very strong uptrend in a minute, it may just trigger you into a trade, break that higher low, maybe drop 5 or so pips, and then heads back up, form support, and breaks the high, creates a high. That is my concern with looking for GJ. It sells at the current moment, so I'm going to patiently wait for options to buy it. And yeah, those the plan, guys. Make of that what you will. Hopefully it makes sense. And yeah, welcome to one and all. Franco, Tony Gold, Tommy, Kyle. Kyle had a horrible MI session yesterday. Melissa seemed to always, yeah, see, it wasn't, to be honest, probably about 4 or 5 years ago, I had a very similar scenario. I'd give back a lot of the profits during MI session, so I stopped trading it, but I've obviously the last few years picked it up a bit again, not trading it all the time, but at least a couple of days a week, or looking at it. Still not taking many trades. I'm very cautious with it though. You in the gold sell exploring, nice one. Steve, morning to you, my friend. Hope you're well. Welcome. Was looking at GBPJPY from around 190.20 to 40 or above 191.014 ish, but due to news, probably leave it alone. Yeah, 190.20 would be nice if it did pull back. Yeah, so you got a similar level to me, just a little bit lower down. Suman, good morning to you. TikTok, not expecting a great deal on stream today. I know a lot of the Aussies probably will be watching the different footy codes. There's obviously some big games on at the minute as we speak. But anyway, welcome to one and all. Thank you to the few new followers. Just skimming through to see if there is any comments or questions. Hamza seller buy positions are looking good today. Right now I prefer to buy it, to be honest, not meaning I'm buying it just now, but just seeing where we're at in a chart. A bit late. If I was to look for a sell, so I'd rather wait for options to buy it if it does eventually present. Yeah, that's about it. And guys, if you could make sure to also smash that screen and share the stream if it's okay. Tell you what, I am absolutely kidding. I'm so sore from the gym. It's a good feeling though. It's definitely a good feeling when you know you've actually worked your muscles properly. You're feeling the pump, you're feeling the lactic acid build up and the strain in the muscle as well. Sean, link to what? What are you wanting a link for? Speaking of links, thank you for reminding me. Did any of the team want to pop on? Speaking of, guys, there is a new price for the VIP, so it's pretty much the same price as a streaming subscription. I think it's fantastic value, in all honesty. Gives you access to the full course, which includes all the video content, all the step-by-step points I've put together as well. It's in a PDF as well. Everything, gives you the screenshots. Not just that, but obviously you get all the other educational content, plus access to myself, the chat, and everything else. All the live sessions, live NY a couple days a week. Educational session every Monday. It's a good one. It's probably the best session, to be honest. And the sim sessions, which will be starting up again. Did one a few weeks back. We'll start with them. They'll be more regular moving forward. So GJ, just consulting, printing barcodes at the minute. GU, on the other hand, looks like it wants to potentially come back down a bit further. Let's quickly look at GU for those who might be interested. So similar to gold, the weekly has actually flipped back bearish. The difference on GU is tapped into a resistance, tapped into a target to the left hand side. The key level is gold, is tapped into fresh air. Looking at the daily, very similar to gold yet again, had a nice strong closure in that previous daily candle, but we are now approaching the low of that previous daily candle, printing a very strong bearish candle. So I'm more likely going to be looking to see what sort of levels we've got as we approach the low of that previous daily and within the current daily candle itself. FRI is structurally still bullish, won't flip until we close below 132 flat basically, but what we are doing is creating a lower high within the micro trend and potentially now heading back down towards this level of support around that 132.540 sort of region. We've marked that in grey just to distinguish between the 4 hour, which are the more significant levels, and the 30-minute. Onto the M30 time frame, I'll leave that zone in deep to the downside, and that I would argue is bearish. So the back of that, yeah, the daily structure is bullish. We've got the weekly as bearish. We've got the 4 hour structure was still technically bullish, as I mentioned. So the bias is neutral, similar to gold. We have tapped into a level here to the left. You could just mark that whole area in. Where we've most recently formed resistance on the way down is this level just here as well. So for me on GU, very simple. If we were to bounce off the current level of liquidity to the left hand side, be looking for a closure above this point here at 132.927 exactly for potential buys. That would be first option on GU. Now it could still continue down if it does tap into the 4 hour support. Similar thing, I'm just looking to the left to see where we recently formed most recent resistance, wait for a closure above it, and then look for options to take it back up. But just as of now, I prefer to wait for a buy. Seeing we are at support, it's a bit, to me, you kind of missed the move to the downside if you were contemplating it. Barman, we much appreciate it. Thank you, mate. Thank you for always reminding everyone. Appreciate it. And TikTok, guys, don't forget, smash that screen for me. Let's get the masses in. Bitcoin still hovering above that 93k level, rejecting resistance here to the left, so 94k proving to be a bit of a sticking point at the minute on Bitcoin itself. But as I mentioned a few days back, after we had this big impulse to the upside, if it does pull back and remain above that 88 sort of 50 level, I think it's still real and truly in a pretty strong uptrend. On Bitcoin, obviously the odds would be very similar if anyone is interested. NAS also a bit of strength off the back of some more positive news coming out of the US in regards to tariffs and things like that. So maybe that's what's caused wind to be up the sales of the NAS at the minute, and all equities in general, obviously cryptos as well. Will it be sustained? Would not surprise me if it's just a bit of a healthy pullback before it continues down. All right, so if this 30 closes back bullish, I'm not too concerned if this 15 closes bearish, as long as the next 15-minute candle closes very strong bullish, preferably engulfing, somewhat like so. Then what that will do is give us a candle on the M30 closing back strong bullish, bouncing off the support. And that would be enough, because again, it's not like we're not tapping into anything. We have tapped into a level just here to the left. It is a potential level that we could bounce off. We'll have to wait and see. I need some sort of catalyst within the 30, because one weak bullish 30-minute candle is just not going to cut it against the strength of the impulse to the downside. It's a very strong move down. So if this was to close the doji candle, it's probably not quite enough for me. Need to see a little bit more within this 30-minute candle to convince me of any possibilities that we could continue back up. Thank you to the new followers. I just want to reiterate something we spoke about yesterday, guys. I've had a few people message me about someone contacting them claiming to be me on TikTok. I never initiate any contact, guys. So it's not me. Just report them. Block and report. I know a few of you have done that for me. I appreciate it. It's just really frustrating because I'm very open, very honest. I would never ever try to scam anyone. I would never contact anyone directly unless you contact me. If you initiate contact, I will reply. If not, I'm never going to send anyone a message to follow, to subscribe, to give me whatever. I'm not. It's just not me. So just be very careful, guys. It's very, honestly, it's easy to be fooled by it. I look at it too. So a person from the stream and from the chat sent me a screenshot of the profile because they've blocked me, so I can't even report him. I can't even find him. It's so identical. The only difference is they got an extra space when it comes to the profile name. So just be very vigilant, be very careful. It's like this. So I'll type into the chat. So it's a double space after T. So it's A.C.T space Forex. That's the scam account. Do not reply to any message. Just report them and block them. My account, it's obviously just A.C.T space Forex. That's it. So it's almost identical. Bloody frustrating. That's all I can say. It's really pisses me off. But there's absolutely nothing I can do about it. Amir? Yeah. Yeah, apologies, man. It's so frustrating. Don't know why they're picking on me. It's not like I've got that big a following. Mr. JT, what's the best time to buy at the minute? Once you have a decent confirmation, do so. So this, as I mentioned before, still a bit of volume to the downside here. So I'd want to see a bullish engulfing M15 very close to it, and then we may have an option saying we are tapping into some liquidity here to the left. The real Uber? Yeah, I am, my friend Melvin. A deal? The waterfall made the account empty. It's unfortunate, my friend. Harvey, I'm preferring a buy, to be honest, considering where we are. Approaching the 4-hour support. Currently at a 30-minute support as well. Much Kel, let's go into 32.30. Could do that, maybe, possibly. Jeremiah's got crazy yesterday. Yeah, looks like it was, to be honest, a bit all over the shop. It's just, that's what gold does. It really moves, doesn't it? I mean, some of these candles, that candle itself is like a, let's just measure it. It's a $26 candle. It's a pretty big candle. The real Uber, I'll type it into the chat. How is the brokerage calculated? Depends on what account you're on. It's raw spread or standard accounts. Shut it 4-hour. Yeah, it needs to upload its support though, first of all. Guys, just give me 1 minute. I need to quickly make a phone call. I'll be back in literally a minute, okay? Don't go anywhere. Alrighty guys, apologies, I'm back. Look at what we got here, gold. Let's see, so we wanted to close preferably up the high of this candle. There's no entry prior to this candle closure. Same deal as what's been that of gold for the past 2-3 weeks. Stop loss is big. Stop loss is really big, so just lower the lot sizes. Maybe have a wider target. So we'll keep an eye on it. We've still got 8 minutes remaining though on this current candle. It's mildly official. It's going to be reversal soon when London session market open. Possibly. Still got more than half an hour remaining until that. Steve, if you're in the chat, yeah, not a problem, man. I just saw your message. No, all of you should still be in there. No, there's been no cancellations or anything. Yeah, it's just unfortunate. It's a funny thing with WAP. I can't integrate you guys already in the group across on to the new price. To be honest, it's a little bit of a pain in the ass, but it is what it is. So for my team, make sure if anyone is watching, make sure to have a read of the announcements section. Hasmar, how many hours do you trade in a day? Usually about anywhere between 2 and 4. Alright, so as mentioned before, we have tapped into some support to the left hand side, so it's not like we haven't tapped into anything. There is still a possibility that we could first come back down to the 4-hour zone though. So I really want to close strong. I don't want to start to reject and leave a significant upper wick. Once again, need a lower wick. That will also give us a way to manage the trade if it begins to go in the opposite direction. Daniel, good day to you. All good, mate. I hope you're well. London session mostly, yeah, pretty much, yeah. I do pre-NY into the open with the group. Usually 2 days a week. That will start to become more frequent as well because now the clocks have all changed. It's a bit easier for me to be on my charts at that time, whereas before it was midnight for the open. Pettius, no idea how to pronounce it. waiting to see how this candle closes. If it closes up near the high, I'll look to buy it. If not, just gonna patiently wait. Can I explain about wick? In regards to what I mentioned before, but I want it to be a strong closure up near the high. I want to leave a significant upper wick because that would also suggest that maybe we are rejecting, and this could just be a bit of a pause for price to come back down towards the 4-hour zone. And if we do also leave a decent a significant upper wick, we've got to travel a fair distance just to be triggered into a trade. So for me, just to travel, you know, 40-50 pips to be involved isn't ideal, because that means that there's a few issues with that. First of all, the new candle's going to create a lower wick. It's likely the way gold is going to just quickly wick down maybe 30-40 pips, and then by the time it breaks the high of the previous candle, where I like to get involved with the momentum and candle probabilities being to the upside, it has to travel about 70 pips. So it's not great, because the stop loss that means will be at least 70-80 pips. So that's why I want it to close closer to its high. Yes, all good, no problem. So we need to watch, well, on your broker, what the highest point of the current candle is. Because if it's to be valid, you're going to be looking for an entry a little bit above the high of the current candle. So my broker, it's 32.9847. That is currently with 2 minutes left. That used to be the highest point. What I just mentioned, 32.9847. So 32.9867 is where I'd probably look to get involved. That would account for spread. Spread right in the minute is around a pip. And it's actually a little bit wider now. I might look to enter a little bit higher up. It's around 32.9870 roughly. So I'll probably look for an entry if it is valid. Which is the best time to look wick. Or nearly, for the majority, I mean 90+% of these candles have wicks in either direction on pretty much every time frame. Just focus on whatever time frame you're trading. For me, it's the 15 and the 30 on gold. So that's what I'm more focused on as far as what wicks we're leaving and that type of thing. All right, nice strong closure. It's looking good. Need a lower wick, and we'll have to use that lower wick as a way of managing the trade. Lower lot size. It is a Friday. Big stop loss. Oh man, this is creating a high in the last second, isn't it? Alright, has to create a lower wick. No lower wick, no entry. Watch it pop up. Unbelievable gold. It's done on its whole week. Thing is, the moment I take it with that lower wick is the moment it's going to pull back, trap me, and you're all of a sudden taking a loss. So that it's a rule, guys, that I just stick to, because generally speaking, 95% plus these candles will have wicks in either direction. I need to pull back. Then the entry will have to be above the current candle's high. Still gonna do it. Man, gold. Nothing I can do, guys. Nothing I can do until it creates a lower wick. It's just, yeah, it's a tiny wick. A real tiny wick, but I can't use that as my stop loss. It's a, what? 7 pip stop or something, or literally tag you in, drop, tag you out, fly again or something. It's just not wide enough. I need it to pull back. Really wants to drop just now. Create more of a low wick, and if that's the case, I'll trust it. If it doesn't, I'm not going to take it. Because currently speaking, if I'm to use the previous candle's low, my stop loss is over 100 pips. That's not for me. LP, my bias is actually neutral on gold. Alright, this is better. Create a low wick. Alright, we're in business. High is 32.99.73, so 32.99.93. Stop loss will be below whatever the lowest point of the current candle is. So I've not set it just yet because I'm waiting to see where this lowest point of the current candle is, and if we begin to flip, I'll place the order. Currently looking about a 50, just under 50 pip stop. Alright, I'm placing the order. So here's long position. That's what I'm looking at. Again, lower lot size, guys. It is a Friday, and gold has just been so temperamental of late. It could tag us in and come straight back down to its low again. So, of a really, really low lot size. Sarah, I'm looking for a buy, but I'm not currently in. So once again, we've tapped into some support here to the left. I'm in. Let's see. I actually got tagged in at 81. Wow. So I got in at, got actually tagged in at 32.99.81. I'm still in drawdown, but anyway, let's see. Sarah, yeah, I've been triggered in. I'm 5-6 pips up. There we go, you got your 10 plus. It's not really anything significant like gold is at the moment. I'm going to secure, literally secured half at around the top there. I've got stop loss to break even. And there's a quick little W, but nothing to write home about, guys, to be honest. Just a small entry. But still, a win to win's good to see play. I've just been taken out. That's gold. You've got to be quick with it, in all honesty. It could continue up, but there is the way it's been at the moment. It could easily just come back down towards its own low again. It's just very, very volatile. So I'd rather just secure something, get off the table, and that's it. Not a bad result in the end. Christelle, if you're holding on to it, your TP, I mean, nothing wrong targeting. I'd probably target first of all these wicks to the left. if you want to hold on to it a bit longer, I'd say 33.0650. Let's just round it to that number as opposed to pinpoint on that wick. I think that's a fair area to target, so let me just mark it in. Look at it pump now. Hopefully you guys are rolling in it because you got about 25 pips, 26 pips on the table. But if it were me and I was still in it, I'd be at break even and I would have secured something again. So well done. There's a win if anyone did take it. Well, Young, welcome to you, EU. These zones are still relevant from yesterday, aren't they? Alright, it's approaching a resistance as we speak. It's tapping into it. So for me, it's at a nice level here because above it we've got clean traffic to the left. My only concern is look where we're coming from, pretty much the daily low. So therefore, I want to see price trigger in at this level of liquidity, trigger in some sellers, a little bit of a pause to the downside, maybe even just a one bearish candle, closure above, retest continuation. And otherwise, I'd be looking for rejection. And if price was to remain below 113.50, I'd be looking for options to sell it. That's without doing the top-down analysis. Weekly's bearish, daily still bullish in structure. 4 hour you could argue is bearish, but at support. So yeah, I think when you trade in, to be honest, there's enough confluence to trade in either direction moving forward. Whether it does reject or not will depend on what direction you might be trading it in. Amir, didn't think you could put the TP higher, and if not, can you please explain why? Don't you think you, oh okay, don't you think, yeah you could. It's just, again, it's the way I go about things. So I mean, you could target, the overall target for me would be 33, 20, 24, 25, that sort of region. But also look to the left to see where most recently, prior to the current move, we've had some data, and we've got these wicks here to the left. So that would be my first potential target. But as I've demonstrated to you guys on the regular, every time I get in a trade, I'm looking to manage it. So from the get-go, as soon as I'm triggered in, I'm usually adjusting my stop loss. Yesterday's trade was the same on GJ. Had an initial stop loss of 25 pips as soon as I was triggered in. Just the stop loss to just, yesterday we went up GJ buy, no sell. I adjusted the stop loss to just above the entry candle, and that therefore I had mitigated my risk by almost 2/3 almost. It was in the end of a 9 pip stop. Fortunately, almost got to TP1, so 9 pip stop. The risk to reward there to target the 1-to-1 was that 9-10 pips. Got to about 7.5 and then reversed for a nothing trade, break even trade for the majority. So I always manage trades as soon as they get triggered in. But gold's looking really good. Well done if anyone did manage to take it. Quality family, nice one. 33.63. Yeah, that's fair enough. Not much news drivers. Back to bullish continue. All good, mate. Bruno? Yeah, it's tough, isn't it? I was probably lucky because I got a better entry. It's unusual. Usually get slipped. I got slipped to the downside. Got in at about 1.5 pips. Right, so I actually had the entry set. So look at it now. Wow. Nice one, guys. Oh, nice one, brother. You have a good one. Loyalty family, GA. Weekly is falling bearish, has a higher high, also has a lower low, so don't really have any counter probabilities, but that would suggest there's, from my knowledge, there's a high probability that we could continue to downside. We are forming bearish if we do break our own low, but then again, I mean, if we approach the high, there's a good chance we could continue up. It's a tough one off the back of the fact that we've broken a high, broken a low, because you don't have the counter probabilities at all, to be honest. It's a tough one on the back of that. Daily's terrible. Consolidation. Really no clean areas of price action within the daily. Structurally, it is still bullish. Let's go on to the 4 hour. I would argue that's still also bullish, but really choppy. So it's at the 4 hour support. Would probably prefer to look for options to buy it off the back of that. Onto the 30. Argue that is bearish. So bias is neutral. 2 time frames to the upside, 2 to the downside. Hasn't quite tapped into resistance at 208. That would be the preference, but it is currently rejecting. So I'd be looking for a catalyst within price action to potentially sell it. Again, could be just a pullback within a weekly candle. And if we do reject, it could be options. So right now, the 15 looks like it's going to close strong bearish. If that was to be followed by, well, one option is the engulfing M30. If not, a little bit of a pause on the following 15. And if that was to be the case, so if this M30, for instance, closes where it is, and we have something like that in the next 15-minute candle, got that minor support, the M30 still going to close bearish. As price begins to break low off the M30 and the weak pause on the 15, might be an option to sell. Alrighty guys, I'd TP. If you're still in it, take something off the table. You've got about 70, 60, 62, 63 pips on the table. What time frame? This is the currently looking at 30, but it was based on the 30 and the 15, mate. 15 bullish engulfing. Got in higher up. Reason being is because this count popped straight up. So there you go. That's the significance of why I wanted to have a low wick. Because look what happened, guys. Had you have taken it as it broke the high without the low wick, you would have been stuck, because it did pop up. You know, you're looking at roughly there's your entry. So you would have been stuck in a fair bit of drawdown, significant drawdown, close to 30, 40, around 40 pips. So I spared myself that by getting involved once it created slow wick, and as it broke its own high again into clean traffic to the left. It's a much higher probability entry at that point there. So just goes to show why I have that rule of needing a wick in the opposite direction forming prior to any entry, where it happens after the initial move up. What I need to measure there then is how far we have pushed, and if we pushed too far, obviously it's a complete write-off. Just happens to be in this particular case, it did not push all that far to the upside before it reversed again to create that low wick. So still gave me the option to buy it, which was good. And yeah, it's a nice quick win. Donate, secured a 3. Nice one, brother. Happy to hear it. Hope you're going well, my friend. ByBit. Good morning to you. Ali, no, my runner got taken out. It was just a small win for me, yeah. Deep boss 13. Wait, one more to get clearance options. ByBit. got is probably traced to MA200 on 1 hour London session and wait to see further dark. And that's fair enough. I don't use indicators, but I mean, whatever works, whatever floats the boat. Fully open beams, hope it goes. And bad. Not sure what that you mean by that. CMQ, where is your TP? So again, I've been taking out secured partials at about 16, I think it was 15, 16. And it came back to entry and since popped back up again. But if I was still in it, like I said, I would have secured more. I did mention about 2-3 minutes ago, take some off the table. Because we're approaching the closure of the 15, we're up near the target, what for me is a realistic target. I wouldn't be greedy. You had about 70 pips on the table, so should have secured something, to be honest. Nico, what's the best thing to trade? Well, I love trading gold. At the minute, it's a little bit more difficult because I like to have a tight stop loss and a small target. And the way things are at the moment with the volume, the stop losses are quite wide, so I've had to adjust. Zero resistance, at resistance. Yeah, could reject. It's not quite tapped into that level, but we'll see. That's probably the best setup I've seen all week, in all honesty. Something I'm very familiar with. We're tapped into a level. Got a dual catalyst here. I've got the 15 engulfing, closing the M30 along, or bullish, strong bullish up near its high for long liquidity to the downside, bouncing off support. It's a pretty strong catalyst to take a buy option off the back of that. Now, if this closed weak bearish on the 15, there could be potential re-entries. That would be another price action signal, in my opinion. Would I take it? I don't know if I'm really going to bother with another trade for today, but I'll see. For that to be valid, what I do is measure in at this rate from low to high, the current candle, and I want to see price close above the 0.382. Now the low could obviously create a lower low, could create a higher high still. But if it closes above the 0.382, that suggests to me it's a weak bearish closure. So that then confirms a weak resistance. Therefore, if we were to break that weak resistance upon impulse, that would be enough for me to look for a potential entry so long as the new candle had a lower wick. If it closes anywhere below that point, also below 50, but even below 0.382, the way things are, I would need to just patiently wait because it's a stronger rejection and we could end up back at support. So I need to either wait for price to do its thing or wait for perhaps the next candle to close, something like so. And that would suggest just a bit of a pause and we could continue up. My voice is shot, guys. I sound really run down. Crystal, I just got a piece of pie. Was all I wanted. Thanks again. Get in and get it done. That's it. Get in and out. Done. Nice one. Happy to hear it. Well done. Bite a bit. Gold has touched previous support. Didn't break it. Yeah, well, that's why I mentioned I would be securing if I was still in it. Silvio, good afternoon to you. Would it go up? Took a big drop, but it's at a level I'd rather buy it from. But a bit key is 33.06. If it breaks, it will go to 33.20. There's a good chance it could do so. The other hand, GJ is just shit house. No idea what's going on here. Rose, wait another 7 minutes, then we can figure out where it go. Potentially London Open. All right, JJ, at least we're tapped into something here. What would be best if we were to close above this bearish candle wick? Reason being, if that is to be the case, we have confirmed a higher high within the current the price action. Therefore, if that is to be confirmed, the level where structure will technically flip back bearish would be this point here, and then I'd have a catalyst look for options to sell it if I was to be trading later on into the day. But irrespective, at least it's tapped into, again, some consolidation to the left. Potential level it could reject. If it did, now pop below 190.70 roughly. Might be options to sell it. Bangala, what is the platform? This is TradingView. It's a free app as well, so there are paid versions of it, but I don't think you need them, to be honest. Unless you're using a million indicators. Sarah, buy or sell at the minute? Nothing at the minute. That was the move. If you're here on the regular, you'll understand and appreciate we don't always need to be involved in the markets. We react to our signals within price action, react to our plan. Right now I don't have another entry signal, so just how it is. Okay, Joe, good morning. Sarah, I don't speak French. I can't speak French. I have no interest in speaking French, to be honest. Not to be rude, but Jai is telling you, it's one of two, so it's not. Could I live off trading? Probably, with the current account size, probably not, to be honest. With some of the expenses I do have, but it's definitely enough to see some significant returns, and it's definitely, you know, enough to see some substantial losses as well if I don't manage things correctly. I have traded full time in the past. That was more so because of obviously the pandemic and things like that at the time. So I do have another interest in the background and do have a business with my family. It keeps me occupied, and it's also good, I feel, to have something in the background. It takes the pressure out of trying to find a trade every single day. Makes me probably more relaxed on the chart. Could I do it again full time? Yeah, easy, I reckon. I just don't have at the moment the capital for it. So I did have a big funding account, which again, mentioned many times, sorry to keep harping on about it, that was taken away from me by a scam company. So I'm just building the capital back up again. But otherwise, I do trade full time. I trade the exact same time every day. So I trade between maximum, or between 2 and maximum of 4 hours, usually 2 to 3 hours a day. All right, let's see on gold. It's the high of this candle. 33.05.95. $33.0615 would be a potential entry point. So once again, we wanted to close above this horizontal, because that would be enough to suggest to me it's a weak closure. Actually, hold on. Let's mark this again. Did create a lower low, didn't it? So that point there. So it shifted that horizontal down a little bit. Joseph drop down again soon. Could possibly. Coach, are we gonna buy? Sell, best move. Bangla can ask how long you've been trading, how long it took you to be profitable. Only 8 years, took me probably the best part of 3 to be profitable. All right, guys, let's just focus for a minute. You want to see a lower wick and potential re-entries. Once again, it has to create a lower wick, so it's closed above that horizontal where I want it to close. It's got a bit of a lower wick now on my broker. Love for it to drop down a little bit further. All right. Set a small position at 33.0615. Again, just really small positions, guys. It's a Friday, things are very volatile. Stop loss just below the previous M15. So not in just yet. ByBit, yep, that's another thing. Could pull back though, back up, but it still has counter probabilities to the upside and weekly. Bulbasuru, Source. Do you enjoy doing trading? I do. Sometimes, like anything else, you get a little bit frustrated and bored of it, but I do enjoy it. Gives you freedom, you can do it wherever you want. So I'm in the trade, guys. Let's see. Difficult one to manage, to be honest. But again, I've just got a really small position. I'll let you know if and when I am going to manage it. Probably if it breaks on low, I'll just cut half. I'll let you know when I'm going to adjust my stop loss if it gives me a chance to do so before I just close it in a drawdown. That's to be the case. It's going not too well at the minute. Still got the full position on. It's a really tough one with gold because the volatility at the moment, it could easily whip back 30-40 pips and then pop straight back up. So that's why you really need to lower the lot size. Don't be greedy with it. Esma, still good moves when London session open. Yeah, for the most part, not always. But a bit position size to stress size. Remember that, traders? Yeah, true. That's very true. All right, so now I'm going to move my stop loss to just below the entry candle. I already adjusted the level. That's how I go about things. All right, there's enough for TP1. So I've closed another half, and I'm just going to let the rest go. That's another quick win. Closed half at about 12. Now I'm just going to let it go. Again, two small wins is better than nothing. I'm not being greedy with gold at all. The volatility behind it a minute. Just want to take small profits where I can. Manage to trade when it goes against me. That's the way I'm going about the minute. It's moving okay. You got 23 pips on the table. Nice one. Sarah, yeah, the entry is lower down. Gold sniper, that's, yeah, it's not a bad idea to be honest. Not trading Fridays. But that was a pretty good catalyst win price action to buy it. Something myself and the members are very familiar with. Lot size, Elon. Don't really go higher than 2.2. Yeah, a little bit higher than that to be honest, but for the most part on gold these days, I've dropped it significantly, a hell of a lot. I pretty much dropped it by 3/4 because it's just so much volatility about it. It's nice when it goes your way, but if it goes against you, it can absolutely wreck you. Because these candles are monstrous. They have heaps of volume. Godfather, this is gold. What gold? Alright, GJ pushing as well. For me, there would have been no clear entry. Gold sniper, cheers my friend. So 2 small wins today, guys. Good day. And there goes the runner. There we go. Another win. And once again, it's just the way I go about it. If it does pump now, all good. I'm happy for you guys if you are still in it. I just don't want to be involved because we've got that high, low, high, high. There is not really much of a need for us to pull back down yet again. We want to continue bullish. Giant got out between 20 and 30 pips. Nice one. Good work. Yeah, well done, guys. Well done to those of you who did take it. a rejecting. We had a look at it before. Been quite callous. Would have only got a liquidity candle just there though. May have been enough, but still would have been very impulsive. She's broken above that resistance since made a move up. You use tapping into the resistance. So I take these screenshots and I journal it for my group, the VIP. I put a full detailed description of why I entered a trade, before, after, during, whatever screenshots, whatever. Oh man, whatever screenshots I have. And I also make a quick video explaining again why I took the entry. Let me adjust this. Once again, just quickly speaking of, new price for the VIP, guys, it's pretty much the same as a streaming service subscription. You get heaps of value, heaps of content, and the course is also included. The course took me all of about 15 months to put together. So if you are interested, make sure to have a look. Elon for sure, but I used to use much higher also, but to be fair, I may jump back up again soon as I plan. Fair enough. It's good to have a plan. I'll plan on getting 200k funded. Okay, yep. I hope, wish you all the best with it. I had a 300k account ripped away from me, taken away from me. So I want to get you funded and level up. Yeah, just be careful. There's still a lot of ones which aren't legitimate out there. So I blew pretty much more than 5k Aussie on that account. Do the payout. Never got the payout. All of a sudden, account was gone. So they're full of shit. I'm still so pissed off about it. Was actually thinking about legal proceedings, but it's just not worth it. Couldn't be asked. Cost probably too much more than what it's worth. That was only scams is what I call it. Only funds. They were all good at the very beginning. A lot of people were sending screenshots of payouts and all of a sudden they changed ownership. Not sure of the gentleman's name or the prick's name, the arsehole's name. I hope he rots in hell. Because apparently since that particular company, I'm not sure exactly the name or what company it is, but apparently since they've taken over quite a few of the prop firms, they've all had the exact same issue. They're all a scam, basically. FTMO is probably the only legitimate one. It's just a pain going through the process again. It's such an effort. It's meant to, yeah, in Oz we got 1 to 30. So there you go, guys. It's already flipped back bearish, so that's why. Don't be greedy. Take some small profits off the table. Be happy with that. Yeah, I mean, FTMO is the only one I've seen regular payouts from a mate of mine. Shisha, well, I'm not in the trade anymore. I already secured profit. Original stop loss was below the previous 15. Adjusted it to the entry candle's low. Not long after it pushed into decent profit. Took some profit, went to break even, and since been taken out break even the remainder of the position. So small win, 2 small wins today on stream. Elon, you as well. Nice one. Zero, yeah, well, again, why be greedy? How many times did I say I'm securing? Got experience, and I know when gold is like this, it could still pump quite easily, but there's every chance it could rip down as well. It could do anything. It's just so volatile at the minute. I'd rather just, again, follow my plan to a T because I know it works for me for the most part. Secure small profits, take some off the table, manage the trade if it goes against me. Eventually things will settle down and I'll be able to open up bigger positions yet again. But these candles are huge at the minute on gold. Elon? Oh, were you with OnlyFans as well? This Dr. FTMO. I swear to God, I sent him screenshot. I sent him everything to say, you show me where amongst all your regulations it says that I'm, first of all, I was very close to breaching something, which is not even a rule. It's a made up rule. And then I couldn't even access my account. So I eventually got hard breach for being inactive for a month because I just could not log in to the server. It just kept timing out and wouldn't let me access it. So this looks good. I mean, gold looks good again. I'm not going to take another entry, but it looks good. Well, weak against the break. This is what I mean about gold. 2 seconds ago I was bearish. Look at it now. So it's just be happy with some small profits, guys. Don't need to be greedy. Amin, nice one. Oh, Alpha Capital Group, unless that's, nah, no, it's not. But I've heard they're also a scam company. It's just been XKey. Only Funds was the name of the company. So look at gold now. So making another move. It's just tricky though.
Hey, good morning, Justin.
Hey mate, how are you?
Fine.
That's it.
Yeah, I'm observing also. It's kind of gambling. So it's because the not that we are doing this, but so the prices are going up and down. So really hard to find directions here. So I think the last 4 days, very difficult to trade, and sometimes maybe it's better not to trade.
Yep, but I mean, the 2 trades so far we're taking have followed every rule in the plan.
You manage your risk at the end, so lot sizes adapted and so on and so
yeah,
on.
100%. Whereas a lot of people just will go full margin on every single trade, and you're gonna get wrecked. You're gonna start to shit yourself if it goes against you and goes back up. So that's why I have these rules as to how I manage it when it's in a profit, when it's in a drawdown. And I managed to secure two small wins. Nothing major, but
also,
yeah. You go, man.
Also to have the stop losses, as you have mentioned.
Yeah, managed.
Waiting for the lower wick, to have a better stop loss, and so on. So your trades make absolutely sense. I want only to, to say that it's very difficult right now to trade at the end and to find trades.
Yeah, for sure.
So if I was looking right now on the German 40, and it was on the M50 time frame going up, completely up,
Oh,
now
yeah.
leaving a lower wick, and then melts down, and now he will head up again.
Yeah, it's still in consolidation, so it's a bit tricky current level.
And what I mentioned is they are making big moves.
Yeah, everything is at the minute. EU, so it's just mentioned. Yeah, I'd be waiting for the 30 closure. Yep, personally I'll wait for the 30. Confirm the structure flipping back bullish on that time frame. And in my opinion, it's more probable. Look at that on GJ, wow.
Yeah, the dollar is under pressure.
Yep, the DXY.
Yeah.
It's in the bed at London Open. A little bit of a bounce back though. Weekly may even close back bullish on the DXY. Oh, you learned someone else lost 300k on there in May for apparently copper train. Oh, really? Is that a rule of theirs? I think it's a rule of all of them, isn't it? Majority anyway. Yeah, Alpha Capital denied my payout yesterday because some of my trades were a lot longer. Yeah, see, it's such crap, all that stuff. I mean, what's the bloody difference? So you're leaving a trade open for a little longer? What? I don't understand what the big deal is about it, to be honest. So if I'm securing usually anywhere between 10 and 20, if I decide on gold, it's not worth securing at that point, so I've got a wave stop loss. I mean, they pull me up for securing at 40 and having a, you know, wider stop loss than usual. I'll come up with any reason to not pay you out. That's the reality of it. That's why it's such a frustrating industry. Yeah, FTMO is the only one I trust as well. But even then, I'm still not 100%. But yes, it's the only one I would consider if I was to do another challenge to go through FTMO. That'd be it. Unless proven otherwise by someone else. I know a few others who are... Some are trading futures prop firms, and apparently they're okay. A little bit different. I think you need to pay monthly. Yeah, just be careful with it. Last thing I want to do is pop up 5k Aussie and for nothing in return, because 5k is money. It was more than that, to be honest, once you do the conversion. Has been no, that the moves have come and gone now. It's too far up. The line issue is better to risk 70 pound on a 10k with them than 1k for your money. Get 10 times. Yeah. Thank you for the sticker, by the way, Shotgun. Appreciate it. Entry level for sales for me would be seeing we have actually tapped into some data here to the left. If it did reject the entry point now, comes below this point here, 33.033. Let's look at the weekly again. Still forming bearish. Daily's also still falling bearish, so it could just be pulling back within itself. 30-minute structure is still bearish, so look back at that. Actually, it's not bearish, but it is trending to the downside within a daily candle as well, so creating lower highs, lower lows. So off the back of all that, I do see options to sell it moving forward as well. Could pull back a little bit higher up to 33, 24, 25 and reject. That would be another potential level. But otherwise, for the buys, you need to let it reset. Where it pops back down, look for buys lower down. Like so. For the most recent support, 33.03 roughly, or back above the most recent resistance. DJ is just ugly. Consolidation needs to close below it. Struggle to buy it because you're at resistance here to the left. Over here, clear above it. Need a strong closure in either direction, in my opinion, before I consider any entry on it. Yeah, so just quickly, just once again, last time I'll mention it. The VIP once again is and has been open now for a while, for over a year, but there's a new price, so it's pretty much the same price as a bloody streaming service. So you get heaps of content, you get heaps of educational content, you get access to a course that took me 15 months to put together, all the video content in that, all the screenshots, all the detailed explanations of everything in dot points from 1 to whatever it is for that particular entry or whatever I am explaining. So it's all included. Again, if you are interested, you guys know where to find it. You can find it on the profile, TikTok, YouTube. Here's a link under in the description, I think. Otherwise, in the free Discord, make sure to join that. You'll find it there. Guys, I'm gonna call it. I'm gonna get going. 2 small wins today. Good way to end the week. It's been quite a week otherwise, but still got the chocolates in the end. Week ends in yet another profit. If you could, one last time, YouTube, hit the like button. TikTok, smash that screen. Do appreciate one and all for joining, and I will catch you guys over the weekend. You have a good weekend, and
Thank you, man.
stay safe.
Also, a nice weekend.
You too, mate. Cheers, bro.
Yeah, bye.
See you, mate. And YouTube, TikTok, appreciate you. You guys take care. Have a good one. I'll catch you next week. See you on Monday. Cheers, guys.